Welcome to Tariffs, the last stand for American workers? Today, we'll delve into the economic battleground of tariffs, a controversial topic with immense implications for America's workforce and economy. Our story sets off with the free trade agreement between the US and China, introduced as a beacon of economic globalization. The agreement, however, has brought along a drastic surge in the US trade deficit with China. This staggering imbalance has led to the loss of millions of American jobs and dealt a severe blow to the once vibrant US manufacturing sector. As we knit together the complex threads of economic interdependence, a question looms large: how can America recalibrate the economic scales to safeguard its workers and reestablish itself at the pinnacle of global competition? It is in this milieu that tariffs emerge as a critical tool. They are a strategic move taken by countries to shield domestic businesses from the onslaught of cheaper foreign goods resulting from unfair trading practices and unequal market access. Opponents of this approach argue that tariffs may spark retaliatory trade wars, which can have broad-ranging adverse effects on the entire global economy. Proponents, on the other hand, view tariffs as the lifeboat that can rescue sinking industries, and most importantly, American jobs. Amidst the clashing waves of opinions, let us keep an eye on the drifting remains of the U.S. manufacturing sector. Reduced to a shell of its former self, it echoes a bitter tale of job losses, stagnating wages, and waning American competitiveness against the backdrop of a rapidly ascending Chinese economy. In this vast symphony of economics, it's crucial to zoom in on the song and dance of tariffs. Nestled in their apparent complexity resides their core philosophy: to serve as a deterrent against nefarious trade practices and to preserve the vibrancy of domestic industries. Yet, this narrative of protectionism is not bereft of its share of criticisms. Detractors warn against the insular economic policies of yesteryears, curbing the proliferation of ideas and innovation that could result from a more open economy. However, the specter of widespread unemployment continues to cast its shadow, necessitating a prompt and forceful response. For the U.S., the tariffs have been a weapon in its arsenal to address the trade imbalance and level the playing field. It is well worth pausing to reflect on the toll taken by the flight of American jobs to Chinese factories. Irreversible damage has been inflicted on several communities across the U.S., creating a ripple effect that reaches far beyond the economic realm. As we grapple with diverse perspectives and confront uncomfortable truths, we arrive at a juncture where we must ask, is the experiment of free trade a flawed one? And in continuing this experiment, are we willfully sacrificing our children's future at the altar of cheap imports? Turning our attention to the broader economic landscape, we see how the unflagging surge of free trade has resulted in the integration of global markets, which in turn has led to tectonic shifts in the international allocation of resources. Yet, the U.S. continues to grapple with the blaring sirens of a trade tsunami triggered by uneven trade practices and restricted market access. China, often touted as the world's factory, continues to reinforce its global power status through its appallingly large surplus with the U.S. This lopsided trade imbalance has profoundly transformed the U.S. economy, leading to what many economists consider a hollowing out of the manufacturing sector and a wage stagnation that has become an ingrained feature of the U.S. economic landscape. If you like this video, give me a like, share and subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything and you help the channel a lot. Thanks for watching the Global Scoop. In light of the adversities confronting the U.S. manufacturing sector, the imposition of tariffs appears to be the last stand for American workers. The corrosion of competitiveness has left many U.S. industries gasping for air, prompting a call to action to turn the tides of free trade that threatens to engulf them. These economic battlegrounds of tariffs represent more than a straightforward confrontation between the world's economic superpowers. Rather, they are a significant testament to the thorny intricacies of international trade, to the delicate balance of economic theories and the grit of real-life experiences. Tariffs, often perceived simply as taxes, are much more than that. Embedded within their fabric is a powerful potential to alter the course of economic interactions, to incite a realignment of economic discrepancies and to rekindle the embers of economic competitiveness. Yet, even as tariffs exert their gravitational pull over the economic compass, the echoes of global entreaties against them serve as a poignant reminder of the global interconnectedness, nudging the dialogue towards the search for a common ground that benefits all players. Sifting through the sands of divergent opinions and experiences, a bare truth emerges: the imposition of tariffs reflects a nation's resolve to stand up for its workers and industries, while breaking free from the economic shackles cast by unbalanced trade policies. As the dust of tariff wars start to settle, changes are indeed forthcoming. Chinese exporters, who once reigned supreme in the U.S. market, find themselves faced with falling demand and rising costs. The fortress of American manufacturing, once teetering on the brink of an abyss, begins to show flickers of life. Amid the stirring whirlpool of tariffs, we need to remember that easy answers to complex questions do not exist in economics. Tariffs, as themselves, are tools, effective or not, depending on how they are used and in the context they are employed. Yet, tariffs have proven to be the beacon lighting the path towards a reinvigorated American industrial base and a refurbished global economic landscape. Stripped to its bare essence, its ultimate aim is to ensure a level playing field for all participants in the economic ecosystem. The merits and demerits of tariffs are a complex tapestry, woven with the thread of economic theory, societal consequences, and the historical trajectory of economic policy making. However, as we unravel this tapestry, we must remember one salient truth: the narrative of trade is a dynamic one, ever evolving and responsive to the pressing needs of the times. Equally, we must not lose sight of the undeniable repercussions tariffs have on the global economic landscape. A cycle of tit-for-tat retaliation escalates trade tensions, which in turn impacts consumer prices and global growth rates. The expedient choice, therefore, is the pursuit of constructive dialogue, leading to win-win economic solutions. Girdled with unresolved economic quandaries and the specter of growing power politics, the global economic stage is indeed in a state of flux. As we sway to this symphony of change, one thing remains clear: a country's ability to innovate, adapt, and compete on a global scale is vital to its continued prosperity. As the final curtain descends on this dialogue and the spotlight dims, we are left with a conundrum. Are tariffs the upholders of a nation's economic sovereignty, protecting its industries and workers? Or are they the disruptive forces that, in the face of global interconnectedness, may inhibit long-run economic stability? For now, the conundrum remains unsolved, and economic swordplay between tariffs and trade wars continues. Tariffs, the last stand for American workers, thus bring us full circle to the crux of this debate, each twist and turn representing a potent reminder of its contentious and crucial nature. The net outcome, trendy in a global milieu riven by competitive dynamics and aspirations, remains anyone's guess. Tariffs, trade, and globalization continue to weave the complex web of economic interactions, reshaping global economic scenarios. However, one reality remains steadfast: the final whistle in this economic game of chess is far from blown. It is within this stirring labyrinth that we embark on the next chapter of our economic journey. Only time will tell how this Game of Thrones between economic ideals and practical constraints unfolds, and what the ultimate price will be for Americans, for the Chinese, and for the world at large. As the final chapters of this tale take shape, it's crucial to remember that be it free trade or protectionism, tariffs or trade, it is the people, workers, the consumers, the average Joe on the street who stand to gain or lose the most. As we navigate through these turbulent economic waters, their welfare must take precedence above all else. We leave you with these ponderances, amidst a sea of perceptions and realities, tales about the wisdom of embracing global interconnectivity, of the urgency to address the widening trade imbalance, and of the daunting prospects of an uncertain economic future. What is your perspective on the key issues in this ongoing discussion? Do not forget to subscribe, like and share. Thank you for watching The Global Scoop, and see you the next video.